I gotta play the intro, man.
Put it in the beginning. And make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to this video if you want more content like this. And leave a comment.
Hey, man, welcome back to an Act Like You Know podcast. I'm here with Coach K, and I'm also here with Zaytoven. They just got into a very intense argument about the fucking Ravens and Steelers. So, guys, how y'all feeling today, man?
Hey, man, I'm good. Came off a big win this weekend, knocked off a ranked team. So I'm excited. Ready to get into this action on this pod, though.
Don't blink. You might miss it.
Oh, man.
Let's get right to it.
The Baltimore Ravens are in the AFC Championship game, man. Quad, man. Just, you know what I'm saying? How you feeling in general, man? How you feeling?
I already knew it was coming. So I'm real humble. You know what I'm saying? Biggest test of Lamar's career. I ain't gonna act like I felt like we was just gonna walk over everybody, but I knew this game we were gonna get to this game. So this is it. Like, are the Ravens the Ravens? Can Lamar get over the hump? This is the game that actually mattered. Everything else before we knew it was gonna happen. So all the other guys, the non-believers with the bags under their eyes, keep watching.
You got a response to that? Because that wasn't for me.
I'm not worried about a team I swept this year. Like, congratulations, you do that. I know what happens when Pittsburgh comes to town, and I know what happens when Pittsburgh go to Baltimore. So I could give a fuck about the Ravens. Be honest. They don't scare me now. Anyway.
Hey, man, quiet, man. Let's get you some lighting, man. You're a little dark, man. We can't see your beautiful face, man.
We know one team they didn't beat this year for a fact. We know that.
All right. Anyway,
you sound like the Giants fans.
I sound like a divisional rival that makes sure we play hard every time we play y'all. We beat the shit out y'all usually when we play y'all. And we can look up the record if we want to.
More victories.
Talking about King of the North. You ain't beat Pittsburgh. You don't beat Pittsburgh.
King of the North.
I know that. Go ahead, James.
We King of the North. Man.
Speaking of the King of the AFC North, man, we have the Baltimore Ravens. They're
my
coming
bad, James. My bad. He's calling us up the King of the North, and he didn't even beat. Like, the King of the North, you won't beat nobody.
King of the North. King of the North.
Like, how could I can't respect that.
King of the North.
We don't
need your respect.
King of the North.
We don't need your respect.
That's not.
We don't need your respect.
Star right there up that King word is a little star right there.
There's no star.
Because I know what Lamar do when he played Pittsburgh. I know that.
Yeah, all I know is
That's
Lamar has a good amount of AFC North championships while you've been watching.
Okay. And I know he has a few good losses too against Pittsburgh and all those so-called championships.
He's the King of the North.
All right, y'all ready?
Mm-hmm.
All right, man. So speaking of the King of the AFC North, man, the Ravens beat the Texans 34-10 in the divisional round at the bank. Lamar has 4 touchdowns, 160 pass, 100 rushing, ran 2 in, threw 2 in. Coach K, man, what were you seeing from your team?
As a football guy, I've always said, like, I don't care about how it looks. It's about getting it done. When you're actually on the field playing a game, the hardest thing to stop is somebody that's unpredictable. And that's exactly what Lamar is. Like, you don't know what he's going to do. If he is going to throw for 300 or if he is going to rush for 100, you don't know how it's going to come or how he's going to destroy you. And that's what it showed today. Like, everybody probably expected him to sit in the pocket, which he did most of the season. And it seemed like the Texans played a different type of defense than they played most of the season themselves, which didn't work in their in their favor, obviously. So, like I say, the best man comes out, and the best man did. King of the North.
Zay, man, your boy CJ Stroud didn't have his best game. What were you seeing from the Texans? What did you see from the Ravens defense that didn't allow CJ Stroud to show us what he's been showing us all year?
I'm going to say this. So I had a game myself. So I was in the middle of the game. So I finally get to the airport. I'm like, all right, let me see what the score is. I look at the score. It's 31-10. I'm distraught because I haven't seen a play yet. So I'm like, damn, I'm just curious of what happened in this football game. But all in all, CJ, he overachieved this year. Like, he did way more than anybody expected. So it was a good run for the Texans. They met a better match, and the Ravens took care of business. So I'm gonna give them credit for that. It seems like they just took control of the entire game. I was told, I think they had that one touchdown, which was a punt return. So I'm assuming the offense just couldn't get anything going. Not too surprising. The Ravens had a week off, and they were able to prepare for them. So they did what they were supposed to do, which is good. But I'm excited to see where the Texans go from here on out because they got some momentum.
Yeah, I was watching this game. For the first half, I would say I guess you weren't really concerned for the Ravens, but it was just like, all right, like they returned a punt return, and that's like something you would have to happen for like an upset to happen. But it's like, I don't know, the Texans, they were moving the ball to like, at least to like the Ravens 40, and then they would stall out. And I feel like Fairbairn's missed field goal was big, but yeah, they just couldn't really get into the red zone. The Ravens defense showed who they were all year, and then like it just seemed like the Ravens offense was they weren't sloppy. I would say they were just like kind of just rusty. They hadn't played a meaningful game in 3 weeks, I would say. So yeah,
Don't tell Zay that.
The Ravens.
You know how the division get. I'm not week 7. I don't give a damn if you. I don't care who you start. I had Mason Rudolph. We could go tit for tat. My roster. I don't give a damn.
All I said was don't tell Zay that.
No, because you're gonna try to say y'all didn't try to win the game.
That's all I said.
Y'all tried to win the game whether it happened or not. I don't care if Lamar went out there or not because Lamar couldn't do it either. Your starters couldn't do it either. Zay Flowers couldn't do it either. So it doesn't matter.
Can't get annoyed.
Anyways, yeah. I think I was just more taken away by the Ravens defense. They look like a championship unit, and then Lamar in the second half turned it up. He just went crazy as you thought Lamar would, and they ran for over 200 yards. Even Dalvin Cook had like a 20-yard rush at one point. But yeah, man, this just looks like an unstoppable force right now. The Ravens look good, man. I mean, there's not much to say. Anyone else got any more comments on this game?
Did you say Dalvin Cook?
I wish y'all let him go a little bit earlier, you assholes. God damn, was holding a nigga fucking prisoner,
right,
and we wasn't trying to pay no price for him.
Okay.
All right, watch when he
James keeps saying, watch, he gonna trick you.
Watch when he tricks. When he tricks, don't bang my line. Be like, dang, that's crazy, ain't it? He fumbled in a key situation, isn't it?
Look, James Garcia can run behind that line. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like
that ain't got nothing to do. I ain't say nothing about that. All I'm saying is when that boy fumbled that ball. All right. Then,
I ain't gonna lie, that was the only thing I was afraid. I was like, bro, we gave him the ball 4 times in a row. What the fuck are we thinking? Are we trying to see if he gonna fumble?
Why we see that?
We were just trying to test his ass out.
We got to later that night, man. We had the 49ers versus the Packers, and the 49ers looked like they were about to be a divisional and done. But the 49ers did something that they hadn't done in a long time. I think they might be like, I saw the record. They were like 4 and maybe 21 or something when they're trailing in the fourth by more than 5 points, and under Coach Shanahan. And they came back and won
1 and 29 or something like that.
Oh yeah, it was something like that. So yeah, they came back and they won the game, down 7, entering the fourth. They were down most of the fourth quarter. They finally took the lead without a minute 39 on a Christian McCaffrey 13-yard run to take the lead. And then obviously Jordan Love threw a pick, his second pick of the game. What y'all see from that game?
The shit looks bright for the Green Bay Packers. I know I can say that much. They was fighting a lot more than a lot of people thought they had for them. A lot of people was calling for the 49ers to cover. As you recall from our last episode, people were talking about somebody at least 2 touchdowns. Talking some type of thing. Shit. I told niggas it was going to be a dogfight regardless. Didn't know who was going to come up with the win, but it'd be a dogfight. But yet again, the game came down to the Green Bay Packers not being able to actually get those turnovers that they used to getting in hot games. Because if they were able to get turnovers on Brock Purdy, which the opportunities came upon, I feel like they would have got that. They would have etched that game because that's exactly what the 49ers defense did to give Brock Purdy an opportunity to win the game.
For me, obviously, I'll say it again. I think the team that they did what they were supposed to do, the 49ers, they had a week to prepare for them, more than a week. It was a week, and then as you know, the second half of the Cowboys-Packers game, as the coach said. So they had plenty of time to get ready for them. But the Packers look good, and like you said, the future is bright. I was thinking about this the other day. Like the Packers look like the NFC. To me, they look like the NFC Steelers with a quarterback. To me, I think we would play. I think the Steelers would have similar success and would have a similar play style if we just had a quarterback. So I like what I saw from the Packers with the run game, just having different guys touching the football. Jordan Love back there doing what he's doing. Again, I'm not paying attention to a Ravens fan that can't beat us. So what his opinion doesn't matter right now. But no, the Packers look good, man. And then the 49ers, they just did what they did. They a tough team. Like I said, they had a long time to prepare. So I feel like that's why they eventually overcame the game and they won the game because they had all that time to prepare for them, even though it did look a little rocky in the midst of it. So we'll see what happens next. I think they needed a game like that because they tend to sleep on opponents that I think they do just because of the media and they know how good they actually are. So I think they tend to fall asleep on opponents sometimes. So they need that little wake-up call because they got a big one coming up against Detroit. So all in all, they did good, and I can't wait to see what they do next week.
Yeah, I thought, I really thought I was gonna come on this pod and I was gonna have to cap for my man Brock Purdy, but I don't have to do that, because Brock Purdy had a game-winning drive and he was clutch. Because for the first 3 quarters, I was looking like, God damn, like
for the whole game, other than that last drive, literally,
I was like,
he was shitting on himself. I was like, Then he was throwing dots like somebody else put that fucking helmet on for him or something. I was like, oh shit.
I know the feeling.
I had to hop in the group chat and actually give him credit.
Listen, man, my boy Glock Purdy, man. It's been an up and down year as a Glock Purdy stan. So, my boy, he had a great game-winning drive. You know what I'm saying? He even ran. What was it? He even showed some legs. A little 9-yard rush, clutch rush. You know what I'm saying? Handoff. It was all good. But yeah, man. Jordan Love and the Green Bay Packers really choked away this game. You had Carlson missed the field goal. Jordan Love misses Kraft across the middle of the field on an easy completion that turns into an interception that leads to the 49ers getting a field goal, which ended up obviously costing him because then they would score a touchdown later. And then just a boneheaded, like, I don't know what he was trying to do. I mean,
nobody, no man's land.
And Greenlaw picks it off. And Greenlaw with 2 picks. The 49ers defense, they capitalized on their opportunities and the Packers didn't because Brock Purdy should have threw about 2-3 picks and they dropped all 3 of them. So, it wasn't the best Brock Purdy game, but when the team needed him, he showed up. And that's more than Jimmy G has shown in the past couple of years. So, we're going to see, man. They got the Lions coming up next. They survived the game. Debo got hurt. It was raining. You were worried for him, but they came out with the win, and you just got to survive in advance. Going to Detroit. Detroit wins this game. Hold on. Let me get the actual score. Detroit wins this game 31-23. Goff, damn near perfect again. And Baker throws 2 picks. What do you guys see from this game?
I have a question before we talk on the recap. How do y'all feel about the ending? Do you think maybe the time, like the live clock and what we were seeing was different than what was on the field? Because did you see how people on social media were saying that they hiked the ball a little bit early and that the Bucs could have got the ball back for one more play? So you think? I honestly what I tell people, because I've worked for a statistician company where we're actually keeping the stats live. Obviously, a computer camera person, everybody typing it, it's all different. The timing is different. So I think the timing on the clock on what we were seeing being live TV may have been wrong compared to what people were seeing in the stadium. Because at times, like, the delayed games don't match, We'll see whistles getting blown early. Like, wait, there was a whole second left and shit like that. So I think the clock may not match, but what do y'all think?
I'll say this. I just think that they were so distraught at where it just took place that they probably weren't even, I don't think mentally they were even still in the game anymore. Like, they had already conceded. I know James said this earlier. Like, they had already conceded to the loss. Because if they would have been, like you said, that's possible. That's possible. I'm not going to say like you're wrong or anything, but I think they just conceded too early because the way that I think they actually had confidence in Baker to go down the field. And then when that shit happened, they kind of just was like, fuck, everybody's heads down. They're already, like, you see the replay, you see Mike, you see, not Thomas, Mike Evans fucking dapping people up, like, good game on the sideline already.
Exactly.
Like, they already conceded. So it was like, I don't think anybody caught that. And they might not have seen it until social media. And that's the sad part about it, because I'd be mad as hell if I had seen that. I'm like, wait, we could have got the ball back. Like, we could have made some shake right here. But that'd be interesting to know if they ever come out with the real reasoning behind that.
To answer that question, I think why didn't it call timeout? I thought that the clock was set up was almost. I mean, maybe this is just me being at home. I'm like thinking that the NFL just has this much money. I thought the clock was set up just like the clock on the this one we're seeing is set up to the one on the in the fucking stadium too.
But sometimes they have to say we reset the game clock and shit, or sometimes the clock that we're watching will already be set to the right time, and we'll be watching the screen, and the ref will be telling them reset the game clock to so. You're like, well, why is it saying that? It's already reset. You know what I'm saying? Because they already know what's about to happen ahead of time, or like not ahead of time, but they already before the call has came out or been switched. We already know what's going to happen, so they reset it.
I feel like I still be seeing them set at the same time. I don't know. Maybe that's just me. But
you never watched the NBA game and watched the glitch. Somebody made a point and gave it to the wrong team.
But I think the NFL is a little different. But
I thought the NBA got more money.
I don't think so. Not in America.
They pay their players got all that fucking money. You gotta have more.
That's because the NFL is stingy, and then they fine everybody. So like,
oh damn,
NFL fine you for everything.
Really
so they probably
you're fine for
racking money.
They're really stealing money in the NFL. That's crazy.
Sure,
but yeah, I was telling Sid, I was like, they probably just quit. Like once they threw that interception, like, well, the game's over. So it's like we're not getting this ball back. So I mean, that's what I'm thinking. That's because my other thing is like, why would Jared Goff be kneeling it faster than he needs to? Everyone on that field knows like how much time runs off the clock. It's 40 per second. So it's just, I don't know.
He literally could have just took another step back, held the ball. Nobody was rushing him.
Yeah, it
seemed weird. It seemed weird.
Yeah. That's the first time I've seen that happen too. So again, like it's just lately in life, bro, I've been seeing shit that I never thought I'd see before, especially in sports. But that right there was very like, because I also watching it live, I didn't notice it. Live until I seen the actual picture. I'm like, oh, you could have
changed channels by the time that happened. The game was over.
And for the people
I was confused. I was like, wait, did they call something? Is the clock about to run off? Like, what's going on? Then I seen it on Twitter. I was like, I wasn't tripping. I was like, oh nah, it must have just been a technical difficulty or something.
But that's another thing, because they would have got to delay a game. The refs wouldn't have been like,
you feel me?
Yeah,
so I didn't understand. I was like, we would have still had to have a fourth down. How the fuck it?
Crazy.
But
because they could have hiked it and just took a couple steps. You know what I mean? Wait till the play clock ran out. Boom. Whatever the case been. But who knows? Like it's just like I don't know. They got to come out.
But what are your thoughts on the game though, in general?
My thoughts on the game, I called what the fuck was going to happen. I told y'all this Dan Campbell story keeps going. You know what I'm saying? He got his, what is that? What was he calling that shit? He said 1 kneecap, 2 kneecap.
Yeah,
two
whatever
kneecap,
that shit is.
Hunk him out.
Hunk him out, yeah. What the fuck? He got his hunk him out or some shit. So look, I mean, it was beautiful. Everything's going as planned in Detroit. But for my prophecy to come true, you know who I need to win next week. So,
oh yeah, you taking credit for that? Like you made that up.
Shit, hey,
it's all good though. Go ahead.
I said it. You should have said it before I said it.
I will say I thought I had the Bucks winning because I'm a low key a Baker fan. So I had the Bucks winning, but they didn't pull through. It was a good game in general. I was very impressed with the Lions. They obviously been playing well throughout the whole season, but like I thought about the week before. I was like, well, that offense didn't play to a second half. So that was the big key for me, was that offense gonna be able to continue to play throughout the whole 60 minutes of this game. And that's what they ended up doing. My only pet peeve with the Bucks, I don't get it. I'm becoming a football guy, but I don't get it. How does the best rusher on the field continue to go untouched? Now I know there's more than 5 guys on the line. Okay, cool. So you got to mic somebody. But it was bothering me how, I don't know if Baker was just miking the wrong guy or there was miscommunication on the O line. But for some reason, Hutchinson kept getting free, like not even touched, getting a chance to get at Baker. And that ultimately cost him the game, because as you saw in the last play, Baker, he got rushed and he just said, fuck it. And he made the wrong read. That was the end of the game. So I wish Tampa Bay could have fixed that problem a lot earlier. But outside of that, it was a good game. It was going back and forth.
That has to be quarterback and offensive coordinator. Because off first play call, they're giving you the blocking scheme off the first play call, like it's in the call. And then secondly, on the line, Baker has the ability to, to personally have that person taken care of through his own audible call. So that's purely on them, like allowing their best play. That's like them saying that they didn't think Aiden Hutchinson was that much of a threat.
Right. And it happened. Obviously, it was good coaching by the Lions, but it was like it would happen in like empty. It would be an empty set, and like I guess, like you said, it's just on. I'm just gonna put it on Baker. I guess they were just miking the wrong person, or there was some miscommunication with the line, because there's no way 97 is the one untouched. Now I know they were they had like a safety blitz a couple times that was getting there, but 97, he's got to be accounted for every time, and I think that just ultimately cost them the game, because they got to rush again on the last play, and he just threw a pick. But outside of that, it was a good game. Mike Evans was hooping. He was hooping a little something. Mike Evans was hooping. And I can't pronounce the running back's last name.
He was costing them shit too, though.
Yeah, he did. But he made some big plays too.
They talking about White?
Yeah, White. But I'll say this about Evans. When there was a drive when the Bucks needed points, I forgot what drive it was. I want to say it was the third quarter. Mike showed up. And I'm gonna give him credit for that. He showed up when he needed him. Baker looked good up until obviously their turnovers, but he played a good game, and then obviously just somebody had to lose, and I hate that they lost the way they did, but I like White too. We're gonna see what the Bucks do. A lot of people were surprised that the Bucks were competitive, but it's like they just came off, they didn't do much last year, but they lost Tom Brady, so they got a quarterback again, and now they look. I know the record looked bad, but they played well, so I'm excited to see what happens for them next season.
Weren't they? They were a game out of the playoffs last year.
Yeah. So my point is,
they made the playoffs last year.
Oh, they made the playoffs still? I thought they were a game off.
But yeah, my point is people were very go ahead, James.
I was just telling him that the Cowboys knocked him out last year.
Oh,
but
yeah.
Casuals were very shocked that the Bucks were competitive, and I just didn't understand that, because they have been competitive since the Tom Brady era. So I'm excited to see what they do next year. Hopefully Baker gets paid, because I think he deserves it, but we'll see.
I don't think he gets paid. I think when he gets a contract, but I don't think he gets paid. You know what I'm saying?
When I say paid, I just mean
he deserves a contract.
Years on a contract. Years on a contract. That's what I mean.
3 to 5. He deserves that 3 to 5.
That's his home now. It should be. Go ahead, James.
Yeah, I think that was the question I was gonna ask you. I was gonna ask y'all, do you guys think Baker did enough to get paid? I was gonna personally say I think he did. He should definitely be their bridge quarterback, because they're not about to get they can draft a quarterback to develop under him, but like I think Baker's your guy for at least 3 years, like maybe 100 mil. Then again, Daniel Jones got paid $40 million. Now I don't think every team is just gonna do the whole Daniel Jones thing, but if I'm Baker, I'm gonna be like, I need 30 million off top. Like,
if he keeps doing that shit, he's gonna end up somewhere he don't want to be again.
Just a journeyman, unfortunately.
But I think the Bucks will pay him. I
don't know about 30.
30 million?
About 25, 24 a year.
Like 30. I think they're gonna pay him 30.
Paying like 24 a year.
But what I was gonna say, if you know this, man, this was the James Bowl, like the agenda bowl for me. Either way, I was gonna come out victorious. It somewhat faltered at the end, because Baker was playing a phenomenal game. He had 350 yards. the one pick he had at the beginning, just like my man Mr. Miguel on top was saying.
Tip ball.
He was saying that, you know what I'm saying, our boy Mike Evans, you know, just let the ball go straight through his hands into what is his name? Chauncey?
Yeah, Chauncey's
hand. And then he threw it back to him. I was hurt. I'm not gonna lie, I was hurt. I was like, God damn, this motherfucker picked off the ball. Like after they were talking all that shit this week. But you know, it was a tip pass. It was really Mike Evans' fault, but that's neither here or there. He got the pick, respect to him. But the second pick really hurt my narrative of how I was gonna come on this pod, because that was a horrific pick. I was like, damn, bro, like we was doing so well. But yeah. So it's all good. You know, Baker, he threw for 300 yards, 3 tutties, kept him in the game. I thought he played well besides the last pick. Yeah, Aiden Hutchinson hooped. Just went crazy today. And then Jared Goff, you know, he had a solid game. He had 287 yards, 30 for 43 passing, 2 touchdowns. I feel like it was an all-around good game. The Lions won, so I was happy about that. I don't really have much else to say about that. I think Baker should get paid. I think the Bucs could look drastically different though coming next year. I feel like you could lose both your linebackers. You could still lose Mike Evans because Mike Evans wants to win a Super Bowl. And I don't think Mike Evans thinks that he can win a Super Bowl with Baker, but I also think Mike Evans might want to just finish his career with the Buccaneers. So that's going to be something interesting to look at. Chris Godwin, hopefully he gets better, gets back to the old Chris Godwin, because there was times it was up and down this year coming back from his injury. But, I mean, things are looking up. And Baker's connection with K-Dot is special. I didn't think K-Dot was this good, but he looks good now. And then shout out my boy Slam Laporta out there with a messed up knee, hooping. Going crazy. That was that might be one of the best draft picks that the Lions have made in a very long time. And then hopefully, you know what I'm saying, Jameson Williams. I saw him.
Shout out Williams. Shout out Williams.
Last game. So I'm just happy for the city of Detroit, man. And then we go to the game of the week, and this is where all my narratives end. The Kansas City Chiefs beat the Bills 27-24. Josh Allen loses again to Patrick Mahomes. He's now 0-3 against Patrick Mahomes in the playoffs. Coach K, man, you guys have the Kansas City Chiefs next week. You were probably keeping an eye on this game to see. I don't know. Did the team that you wanted to win?
Yes. Okay. As crazy as this sounds. Yes. I mean, people are going to talk how they want to talk, but I feel more confident with Lamar Jackson playing against Patrick Mahomes and head-to-head matchups than I do against Josh Allen from what I've watched throughout his career. And that's my personal feel. I feel like he gets up for those games. You've heard that phrase before, right? Like, like, oh, yeah, like this team, when y'all play them, y'all play down to their level. But when y'all play against this team, y'all get up for them every time. Every time y'all play against them, y'all get up for them. I don't know what it is, but y'all get up for them. That's how it is with us and the Kansas City Chiefs. And I feel like any game, then I feel like if we played the Buffalo Bills, it would have been 2 dogs really trying to fight at each other. But I'm be honest, it's privileged niggas versus hungry niggas. It's only 2 niggas that deserve to say they're Kansas City champions, and then it's a whole bunch of privileged niggas. So we'll see how it gets. You got. So I this is the team I wanted to play, in my personal opinion.
So it's the trenches versus the private school kids.
You feel me? Like the nigga, like, oh, my dad, nigga, your dad went to that public school and got it out the mud, went to the NBA, got all the money. Now you had training since you was 5. You trying to tell me that come on, nigga, stop playing with us, nigga. The fuck, my nigga still wear them shoe buckles and shit. Come on, bro, stop fucking with us, bro. Like, we still share shoes, bro. We switch shoes every other game. We gotta switch shoes, nigga. We don't get new pairs every week.
Hey, yo,
y'all niggas got team shoes. Y'all niggas got team shoes. Y'all got team cleats over there. Stop. My hair that shit.
It's hilarious because I remember this like this is weeks ago. This is probably a month and a half ago. Me and Coach K were both on here. I'm pretty sure he agreed with me. And I was like, I'm not really scared of the Chiefs anymore. Like, and that was at the moment. That was at the time they were looking iffy. They were like, whatever. Shit. Now Grin Reaper.
You
Pat
know,
Mahomes is a. Hey, what you about to say? Go ahead.
I'm about to say, but you know what they say though, man. Kick a dog while he down.
You're right. And that's what I did. Unfortunately, that's what I did with Pat Mahomes. I thought I knew he could make the playoffs, but man, that game yesterday, bro, like he just got his number. Like watching the game, I was never in doubt that the Chiefs was gonna lose. I don't know what it was. It was just something about maybe because I just seen Pat do it time and time again. Like no matter who's out there for him, doesn't matter who's hurt, who's not on the team. Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes find a way to get it done, and I think it's good for football. And I was just good. I was glad that they won. I was very glad that they won. Now for Josh Allen, and the Bills, I thought he played really well. And I thought he had a really good game. And I thought that this one was not on him for the first time in a while. If I can remember, I didn't think this loss was on him. They're one or two plays away from winning the game. And I'll say that in the same reference, I'll say that I was never scared that the Chiefs were going to win, but the Bills definitely had them on their heels. I think if Chris Jones, me and James talked about this, if Chris Jones does not make that play at the end, but people didn't even really see when he pushed the tackle back into Josh Allen's the touchdown pass that he threw short. If Chris Jones don't push that tackle or whatever back into that planted leg, that is 6 points, and then Pat Mahomes probably go down and score. But point is, the Bills would have had the lead with minutes and change left. So all that to say that is they played really well. The run game was moving very good in the beginning, the first half. I feel like they should have probably ran the ball a little bit more in the second half. And Diggs, man, I know it was other drop passes, but Diggs, when you want to be that guy, you're that loud vocal person when you're not touching the ball, or when you're always upset when you don't touch the ball. That was your moment right there. This was finally you. I really feel like this was their real chance to dethrone the Chiefs, and they just couldn't get it done. So I'm very I wonder what the Bills are going to do after this, because what is that, 4 times now that they've lost to the Chiefs in the playoffs? Like they got to figure 3, yeah, they got to figure it out. And this was the best that they played, in my opinion, outside of the overtime loss. But I don't know where they go from here.
Yeah, man. This one hurt. It just, I'm saying it just hurt because like I really wanted to see Josh Allen finally beat this guy, man. And I was just like, man, we just need to switch up. You know what I'm saying? Just, you know what I'm saying? We just need Josh Allen to win one, so that rivalry can grow. It's not really a rivalry when one guy just keeps winning, bro. And I was looking at the game. I'm like, all right, this is the chance. And then you had Sean McDermott was about to be fired if it wasn't for Mecole Hardman. Because when you go for it on 4th and 5 on your own line, I understand there was 10 people on the line, and then they try to give it to Damar Hamlin, like, and the Chiefs went rogue and were like, "Nah, fuck that storyline. Like, he's not about to get the first down, and then they're about to lead him, and then it's like, oh, Damar Hamlin's no, fuck all that. Nope, Damar Hamlin got stopped short, and then Mecole Hardman fumbles at the back of the end zone. And another thing about this whole like, oh, we need to change the rule about fumbling at the back of the end zone. Cut it out. That rule has been there since before we were even born. Like, you don't even get the play during the Cowboys when Leon Lett fumbles the ball through the back of the end zone, and they have that one great football play where what's his name? Don Pepe for the Bills. Mm-hmm. They were down like fucking 20 in the Super Bowl, and he ran all the way down and slapped that out of his hands into the end zone, and it was a touchback and Bills ball again. Like, you don't get stuff like that. Or like, what are you supposed to do when like a player runs all the way to the end zone and then just tosses the ball back into play, like, and then it's a touchback? I'm not really here for that rule change. Hold on to the fucking ball. Like, you have 99 yards where you can fumble the ball out of bounds and you keep the ball. Don't fumble it into the end zone and the other team won't get it. Like, stop fucking crying about that rule. But Josh Allen, just like you said, Chris Jones saved the game. I don't know why people are complaining that he didn't hit Diggs over the middle. Diggs was wide open. Everyone saw it on their screen. Everyone's like, oh, Diggs right there. Everyone assumed. But then I saw Shakir wide open when he threw the ball. I'm like, damn. I'm like, Josh Allen missed the throw short. Like he got the yips or something. Now, that's what I'm thinking. No way. Tony Romo and Dan Orlovsky, I don't know if you guys know this. Well, you guys know this. But I don't know if everybody else knows. They are 2 NFL quarterbacks that played in NFL said, oh, yeah, that definitely affected his throw when Chris Jones shoved Deion Dawkins into Josh Allen on the throw. and he didn't get enough on it.
But that makes it even more of a reason why he should have went to the underneath instead of trying to make it all in one. That's on him. He took it all. He tried to take it all in one, but
and it's easy to say that now because the play wasn't completed. So I get that side of it, but that's a TD. That's a TD if that does not happen. But who's to say if he throws the drag in that same situation, the drag don't get there? Like, who's to say that? Like, that might have been a completion too.
He throws the drag to Diggs. They get it to what? They might get the first down, or it's 3rd and 2. If they don't get the first down on the next play, they're still kicking a field goal. And if this guy misses the field goal, then we're just like, damn, he missed Shakir wide open in the end zone. God, Josh Allen can't read the field. So, like, I don't know, man. I don't know. He had him wide open. That's the play he made to Gabe Davis the year before when they had the little 13 seconds and the Chiefs came down. And, you know, I honestly feel for the man. Like, this is, I would be devastated. He rushes into, he played a great game. Diggs, you do all this crying. You haven't had a big playoff moment, a big playoff game since the time that the Saints shit themselves and tackled each other. And then you had the Minnesota Miracle. But I haven't seen a big Diggs game in the playoffs in forever. I have yet to see that against the Bengals, against the Chiefs anytime. When he played y'all, did he have a big playoff game against the Ravens?
Nah.
No,
Josh Allen didn't have a lot of passing yards.
He's non-existent in the playoffs. I don't know what it is. He's been non-existent for half of this year. He just needs a new home. So, I mean, if he wants to go, then he can go. That's how I would feel if I was Josh Allen, because you don't show up in the playoffs anyways. So, who needs you? But let me just say that Diggs is a great receiver, and he is still top 7. But when, just like you said, if you are a top 7 receiver,
top 5.
Okay, top 5. But if you are a top 5 receiver, you have to come up with that catch, 60-yard. That is a 60-yard dot down the field that goes right through your hands.
What a pass! I'm watching the ball in the air.
You have to catch that. Sherfield, we're like, Sherfield, you're a 3rd wide receiver best on any team. So, you know what I'm saying? You don't catch the ball. It's like, I mean, it is what it is. Why are you even throwing the Sherfield? Stephon Diggs, you have to come down with that pass. But that's just my 2 cents on the game. Does anyone have any fight back on what I just said?
Not necessarily fight back, but I'm sure we all watched the game. Did y'all hear when they were saying, like, I don't even know if this stat was true. I'll make sure I heard this right. I think it was was Romo calling the game?
Yes, of course.
Yeah, I think he said it. He was like, I think Josh Allen basically is undefeated when he don't turn the ball over. And I think they were saying it in regular season. And I was just like, damn, has he? So he's that. Obviously, he's that turnover prone because he's led the league in turnovers and all that. It just shocked me when he said that because I was watching the game and he was playing not to turn that bitch over. Like, he took some chances. All those deep balls was on the money. Like I said, this one, it just wasn't. I can't put this one on him. But again, when we criticize quarterbacks, it's wins and losses, basically. That's why a lot of people don't rock with Kirk Cousins. And I think Kirk Cousins is good as well. But so maybe that's why I'm feeling the way I do about Josh. And I think maybe you too, James, a little bit. Because, like, he played well. They just lost. Like, I understand it's got to either go in the quarterback or coach.
I don't be hearing this shit. Niggas do not get this excuse for other people, bro.
Wait.
I give it for Lamar. When Lamar has no receivers, I'd be like, damn, he ain't got no receivers. Damn, these niggas ain't blocked.
You may give it to Lamar, but the world don't.
Yes,
so,
Coach K.
Okay, but we're talking about right here.
That's my point, though, Coach K. That's why I feel like
fucking Josh Allen. Drop him in the list. He showed his true colors. He cannot beat my homeboy. He may not even be able to beat Joe Burrow. And soon enough, damn near not even Lamar. So he about to fuck around and be not even a top 3 quarterback in the AFC.
Hold on.
That's why let's drop the dude.
Right.
Hey, but that's who can beat Joe Burrow? You know, that nigga Joe Burrow. Hey, that's neither here nor there.
But that's my point. That's why it's kind of hard for me to. I want to give Josh, like, I know it's not his fault, and I want to give him so much credit. But on the same end of it, I hate how he gets, like, the narrative is very different for him. It's very different for Josh Allen. And I was gonna say this, like, Dan and Romo and everybody else, they want to make Josh like this. I don't know. They want him to be bigger than what he is. they want him to be that guy, and he's not. And I just want to know, when is that going to change? Because again, I still hear about him more than Lamar Jackson. And it's crazy to me.
Look at the people that you're talking about, though. They're talking about two guys that never could be that guy. That's the problem.
I know.
You know, and they're pushing. So they're hoping he can get over the hump that they couldn't. Well, Dan not even relevant in that sense. Well, Romo's hoping he can get over that hump that Romo could never get over. You know what I'm saying? That look good at all times, supposed to be somebody, but end up who you are.
I also believe it's just the narrative they're pushing. So that's another reason why I didn't want the Bills to win, because I was just like, bro, I don't want to watch them try to.
They wanted the Bills to be the best team in the AFC so bad.
So he can go against Lamar, and then there's that narrative. Because that's been a very big topic. Who's better, Josh Allen, Lamar?
Nigga, that would have been fucking lit.
I didn't want to see that.
We like this one better.
I didn't want to see that. Like, no, Josh is not in that he's not in that boat that they're trying to put him in when it comes to quarterbacks. He's really good, but he's not.
You're not putting Lamar on that Buffalo Bills team. That team would be fucking insane.
Yeah, it'd be insane. I mean, you see now he got a couple pieces, and it's like, holy shit, the Ravens about to go to the Super Bowl. So, like, he got a couple pieces now, and his defense is playing really well. And all of a sudden, these niggas is cruising. So, like, imagine what he would been able to do. Put it like this: Lamar Jackson wouldn't lose 3 straight times to Patrick Mahomes with that team. He wouldn't do that. No. I don't think he would do that. Not at all.
This is what I hate. We're not putting this into content. This nigga beat Mahomes. I don't give a fuck. If I'm Josh Allen, I beat this nigga. I had him beat. It was 13 seconds on the clock. There's no fucking way that my team did not keep him out of field goal range. And then Bucker knocks down a fucking 58-yard field goal to send it to overtime. And then I don't touch the ball. I don't get to touch the ball in overtime. So then I lose. So then the second time, the first time he lost was in the AFC Championship. They just got blown out. The second time, I don't give a fuck. I beat him. I won that game. It was 13 seconds left, and he had no time out. He might have had one timeout, but I thought they had no timeouts. Mm-hmm. How the fuck did they score? How the fuck did they even get a field goal? Nope. They just they threw a dot to Travis Kelce. He got 25 yards, and then they threw it to or it was either Travis Kelce or Hill. And then they threw another throw, and it was Kelce, and then they spiked the ball, and then they kicked the field goal. And then I have at this time, I'm like, I throw a dot to my fucking top 5 receiver. It goes right through his hand. And then I get shoved while I'm trying to throw a skirt. Cool. We'll kick a field goal. I have a top 5 kicker. Mind you, we paid him 4 years, $20 million just this offseason. No doubt this is going in. This nigga goes 2 for 5 in this postseason. 2 for fucking 5 in this postseason. And motherfuckers want to be like, oh, it was the wind. The wind pushed the ball. Go watch the fucking replay. The flag's not even fucking moving. Mind you, Bucker kicked the same fucking field goal right down the middle early in the game. Early in the game, he kicked it right down the middle. Perfectly fine. You know why? Because Bucker is a top 3 kicker in this game. And you know what I'm saying? It's just, it is what it is, man.
He looked real Cody Parkey. That's all I'm going to say. He looked like Cody Parkey.
It is what it is. It wasn't even fucking close.
Mm-hmm. You call it, but should be on.
Whoa, Patrick Mahomes is the Grim Reaper. That's all I'm gonna tell you. He's a Grim Reaper. And he's walking down the hall. He's knocking on doors. He's taking names. And I just, hey man. We're gonna get to that's on the next episode. Go ahead.
That's gonna be a hell of a game next week. Hey, wait. I have to say one thing. If Lamar loses next week, which that's my prediction is not that. I actually think the Ravens are gonna win next week. But if Lamar loses next week, are we saying the same thing that we're saying about Josh Allen, about not beating Mahomes, or you know what I'm saying? Or motherfuckers just coming on here saying Mahomes is just the GOAT?
No, if I'm not mistaken, this is Lamar's first postseason matchup, correct? With Patrick Mahomes?
Yeah, this is the first one.
So no. Not as a non-casual.
My thing is he'd be 2-4 in the playoffs, if I'm correct. He'd be 2-4 in the playoffs. Mm-hmm. And his loss, he would have beaten. This is who he would have beaten if I was on the other side. I'm not on this side. I'm just saying, if I wanted to turn this into a Josh Allen versus Lamar Jackson thing, I'd be like, first of all, Lamar has 2 MVPs, 2 first teams. He has better accolades than Josh Allen.
Right.
He hasn't beat Mahomes either. And the 2 wins were against Ryan Tannehill and the Titans and rookie CJ Stroud. and he lost to Josh Allen in the playoffs, and he lost to Tannehill, and he lost to Phillip Rivers. So I'm just saying, what are the people that are saying this about Josh Allen saying the same thing next week? Because I just want the same energy kept.
I want to go first. That would be a fair argument. That would be fair.
What do you say? Like,
I'll repeat it in a second.
I don't get what you're trying to say though.
He's basically saying like, can he not get it done? Like how we're saying it about Josh Allen.
So if Lamar loses to Mahomes for the first time he's ever played him in the playoffs, it's a can he not get it done? And
tell me your side again, James. Say your side again.
All right, so I was saying that. All right, you know how Josh Allen has lost to Mahomes every time he's gone against Mahomes in the playoffs or whatever.
No, this is only his first time though. You're talking about 3 strikes, you're out. That's my point. Like I don't get what you're saying because you're saying that like
he's saying it because he would be what 2? You said 2. Go ahead, James. Talk.
He'd be 2 and 4 in the playoffs, correct?
Cool.
Okay, but and then your only wins would be against Tannehill and a rookie CJ Stroud, and you have 2 MVPs. Well, we're expecting him to win the MVP this year, and you're a 2-time first-team All-Pro. So it's like you have better accolades than this nigga. You have all the awards, but you only gone just as far as him, and you have a worse playoff record. So like, is the same energy kept? Like why?
No, the same energy is not kept. You just
why would it not be different?
Because you literally just said 10 minutes. That's called being a hypocrite. You just said 10 minutes ago, oh, I was giving Lamar the excuses when he didn't have a team.
Oh, no, I didn't say that. I'm just saying if I was saying the opposite.
He doesn't get those excuses anymore. He just got a fucking team in 2023. He won his MVP because he did a lot with less in 2019. That's a factor or a facade. Is that a fact? Did he not win his MVP for doing a lot more with less? For doing a lot more with less, with no talent on the team for real, and he did a lot more. You know what I'm saying? Than what was expected. That's what a lot more with less means, if I'm not tripping. Yeah, that's why he was the number 1 seed. Who the fuck was on the team? Can you tell me how many All-Pros we had that year, Mr. Stats?
I don't know.
You know what I'm saying? So it's not the
Josh
same
Allen's
energy
never
at
been
all.
an All-Pro.
It's not the same energy at all when they haven't put anything around you. You know. Now that we're actually getting to a point where he's getting a team, I mean, this isn't the best team or the best weapons or whatever the case be. But for somebody like Josh Allen, who's played with weapons since he's came into the league, that'd be absurd to say. Very absurd.
Weapons or just Diggs?
So Diggs is the only weapon he has?
The only one of note.
Mm.
Who else is like a weapon that you're like?
His tight end is like that. His running back is.
Kincaid is a rookie.
His tight end
Cook is a rookie.
James Cook is not a rookie.
He's a 2nd-year player, but he wasn't as good as he was last year.
Like I was saying, Gabe Davis is still better than just about every receiver on my roster today. Yeah, maybe not Zay next year, but yeah. Yeah, I've seen Gabe Davis score 2-3 touchdowns in one game. I've seen him make big plays. I've seen him make catches that no receiver on my roster today has made this whole season.
One game, you seen him do that?
I've seen him do that in the last 2-3 years. Like, what are you talking about? I've seen him make those big plays. I don't know what you're talking about, bro.
Any of them receivers.
What?
Gabe Davis is not better than your receivers.
Yeah, I don't know what football you're watching, but in my opinion, so I've seen this nigga Josh Allen have and been put in a lot better position than Lamar Jackson. So no, it's not the same energy, not one bit, for Lamar getting to his first AFC championship. I don't think it is, but if that's the narrative you want to push in your seat, attempt it, but it's not the same. It's not the. I said, if that's what you want to push, are you listening to my words? And I said, attempt it. If that's what you want to push, you can attempt it. But that's not what it is at all. Not one bit. No, not at all. And we didn't talk like that about Drew Brees when he wasn't winning shit in the first 10, 12 years of his career.
Unfortunately, that will be the narrative, though. Unfortunately, they're going to talk about how Lamar can't. Somehow, they're gonna say whether he. I think it depends on how well he plays this week. I think it depends on how well he plays. If he battles with Pat Mahomes, they're gonna give him a pat on the back. If he plays mediocre and they lose, they're gonna say, "Well, Lamar's only got 2 playoff wins," and they're gonna try to downplay it, like Coach K is saying, which is not fair to Lamar. And that was my whole argument in the beginning. That's why I was like, I don't want to give Josh a pass from losing this game because only certain quarterbacks get that excuse, whether we like it or not. It's only certain ones. We know what I'm talking about. So I think it should be the same across the board.
Yeah, man. I don't really. I wouldn't say that. I would probably just depend on the game. I'd be like, oh, Lamar played bad or Lamar played good, just like I did with Josh Allen. But I can definitely see why people would say that, or I would probably fight back and be like, you know what I'm saying? Lamar doesn't have blah, blah, blah. But like, I can see where the same energy is kept because it's like, you've only beaten Tannehill and Stroud. Like, I'm not saying that Josh Allen has beaten anyone that great either, but it's like, it's kind of the same, but it's kind of not. I can definitely see how someone would twist that into it being like that. I had another topic. Also, this Drew Brees thing that you just try to bring up, man. It only took Drew Brees. It took Drew Brees 8 years. Drew Brees, I understand if someone said that about Phillip Rivers. Like, Phillip Rivers can't beat anybody. He fights, he goes up against Brady, lost. He goes up against
Phillip Rivers don't have
lost.
MVPs. That's not an elite quarterback in my eyes. So he's a very good quarterback. So I would absolutely that's not something I wouldn't use in that. That wasn't a high enough tier player for me to use him.
Drew Brees has an MVP?
Phillip Rivers has an MVP? A league MVP?
Drew Brees don't have an MVP?
I thought
Phillip Rivers has an MVP?
No, neither of them do.
But Drew Brees is considered an elite quarterback. I don't call Phillip Rivers an elite quarterback.
Damn, Drew Brees ain't got an MVP?
Nah.
Am I tripping?
No, Drew ain't got no MVP. He got a Super Bowl MVP, though.
Yeah,
that's the one. That's the one.
I got you.
All right. So, what would winning this game next week mean to Lamar Jackson?
I mean, me personally, I still think I'm at a point where it's Super Bowl bust for us. You're gonna have to ask somebody else.
What was the question again, James? You said what?
What would a win next week against Patrick Mahomes at home mean for Lamar Jackson?
I think it'll just be trying to simplify this because it's different ways you go about this. I think it'll just prove that like what he's been saying all along and what people have been saying about the Ravens all along is true. Like once you get him some help, just give him a little bit of help, and he can be a Super Bowl winning, or he can lead a team to a Super Bowl. It ain't gonna do but so much. It's only the media that is gonna prove wrong because the media wants to. I was thinking about this earlier. Like they want something so. They don't want to like Lamar Jackson. That makes sense. They don't want to like him, but he continues to prove them wrong, and he continues to make them pay. So I think that's the only thing that's really going to prove because at the end of the day, the goal ain't to beat the Chiefs. The goal is to win the Super Bowl. So it ain't. We're making it small by saying like him versus the Chiefs, but it's obviously bigger than that for that team. So if anything, it's just going to prove the media wrong because they keep trying to push a narrative that's not accurate at all in my eyes.
If you're saying it like that, I'm saying this winning means nothing. Winning means nothing because if he wins this game and loses the Super Bowl, they say he beats a Mahomes with no weapons. Winning this game means nothing.
I believe
it has nothing to boost Lamar's career. He has to win this and the Super Bowl. He loses this, he looks bad. He wins this, you beat Mahomes without anybody. Mahomes win this. Oh, Mahomes is Superman. He beat Lamar in that defense with nobody. Does nothing for Lamar.
I think that's very accurate to how the media speaks about the football situation. It's not right, and I don't like it, but I think that's very. I'm looking at it from what we're going to see on TV the next day if X, Y, and Z happens, because they find a way to. You just like if you listen to the media, sometimes you just forget that Lamar won an MVP, like the way that they kind of like downplay him. So like I can see it now. If he beat Pat, like it still ain't enough. It's gonna be like, can he finish the job? Like, can he Can he actually win the big one? Like, he finally won a big playoff game. Cool. Now, can he finish this job? So we'll see. It's unfortunate because he really that dude. He's really that dude. He's about to be a 2-time MVP. What is Lamar? Is Lamar even 27 yet? Like, how old is Lamar?
26, I believe.
Like,
or might have just turned 27.
Regardless, before 30, he had 2 MVPs. Like, that's just, like I say, that's just my point on that. I can see the narrative already happening, but we'll see how it goes. What you think, James?
I think this one is big because it's like, I feel like what should happen is what happened with Joe. It's like he beat Mahomes, he beat Boogeyman, and he'll just get the same praise that Joe Burrow gets, the same praise that we give Joe Burrow week in and week out. Like, damn, you really don't want to see Joe when it comes to the playoffs. Like, Joe cool, Joe this, Joe that, and it's like, I feel like he definitely should be put on that pedestal, but I can understand that, like, he definitely has to win this game, and then you can't win this game and then lose to like Goff or Purdy, because then it's like, okay, you beat Mahomes. I can see where people are like, definitely like what Coach K is saying. He's like, okay, you beat Mahomes. He only had Travis Kelce and the worst offense he's had since he's been with Andy Reid.
Yep.
Now, granted, they have the best defense that he's had since he's been there, but you have the worst offense, and then you lose to Brock Purdy. You lose to Jared Goff. Like, I can see where that would be a dilemma, but it's like, I don't know. I guess to me, I'd just be like, well, I mean, he did the same thing Joe Burrow did, but I mean, I don't know. I guess people probably look at Matthew Stafford in a different light than they do Purdy and Goff, rightfully so. But I don't know, man. It's a funny thing what national media does to players. I have a couple more. What has this run meant for Jared Goff, as we were talking about Jared Goff with the Lions? Like, what has it done for his career? Or do you think people are looking at Jared Goff differently? And just like in general for him.
I'm a big Jared Goff fan, and I always said that the Rams, like, winning the Super Bowl wasn't purely off the trade, the Matthew Stafford Jared Goff trade. Like I told it was like apples and oranges with that trade. You know what I'm saying? Like, both teams were getting what they wanted, but it wasn't like they were getting a better player. It was more as if the Rams were getting a fresh face, which helped them with the team that they had just rebuilt up, which led to their championship. And for Jared Goff, it was a new home, new fresh start. Where people didn't feel like you wasn't the guy that couldn't finish, because that's who he was known for with the Rams. So this right here kind of puts him in a position to just be talked about in the sense of the just about elite quarterbacks, because he was getting thrown in the same light, in my opinion, of like the Ryan Tannehills, the super game manager. You know what I'm saying? Which was almost insane. Like, Jared Goff didn't deserve to get disrespected on that level, being the number 1 pick of a draft. You know what I'm saying? And obviously has had the individual stats year in, year out. You know what I'm saying? Maybe not the success that was expected, but the individual stats have always been there.
I agree a little bit with Coach K, but I'm gonna say, like, I wasn't the biggest fan of Goff. I mean, I always thought he was okay. I always thought, and I'm a Stafford guy, so I always had Matthew Stafford. Matthew Stafford's better than him. Blah blah blah. So, but this year he showed me something, like, because I've been watching a little bit more football this year. Like, that's been my sport. So I'm watching Goff, like, even up until last week, I still wasn't like high on him. I'm like, all right, they playing well. He's doing what he's supposed to. Cool. But this last game, I feel like he won them the football game against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and he just showed me he's good enough. And like you said, it's just for his confidence, because I'm sure that whole Ram situation probably bummed him out, and he probably thought, like, damn, am I good enough, or whatever the case may be. So dealing with athletes, I know that mental side of it is big. So for him, it's good for him, because I know that he's playing with a clear mind now, and Detroit believes in him, so they're gonna keep it rolling. But he definitely was getting put in that Ryan Tannehill box. I was almost there. Because he wasn't playing bad enough for me to say it. But in my mind, I'm thinking, like, I'm grouping quarterbacks. He always was in that bottom tier for me. But for me personally, he's definitely opened my eyes. He gets my respect from here on out. Win or lose next week, or whatever he's done, he gets my respect.
Yeah, man. Zay, big Jared Goff guy. You know what I'm saying? Goff going off. That used to be my saying. That's still my saying. You know what I'm saying? It's just a beautiful thing to see, man. Because when Goff left the Rams, I was like, fuck, like this could go south real fast. Like this could go south for my boy. Like this man could be a bust. But Goff, he held it down. He's got Detroit in the NFC Championship game before the Cowboys. And it's great. It's great to see. I have nothing to say. I feel like anything he does from here on out, like even if he loses next week, it doesn't even matter. And someone can't say anything to me. Niggas always talking to me about, oh, Goff is slight, Goff is this, Goff is that. I'm not hearing it this year. And I'm just glad it worked out, man. I'm glad it worked out. Now, like next year, that's a different story, because it's like now you gotta build on this, and I'm not sure how he's gonna build on it, because I feel like the NFC is gonna be a lot better this next year. That's all I had for today. Anyone else got anything else to say? Oh wait, Coach K, my man Brock Purdy had a game-winning drive, man. Do we feel any different about? I mean, I saw you say it in the chat. You know what I'm saying? I just want you to say it on the pod. You know what I'm saying?
He's talented. He's not trash. He's not trash. I'll take the trash word back. He's not trash.
Thank you. He's not trash.
He's exactly who he is. He's exactly what Cam said. He's the game manager, and he's good at it. And he's good at it. And you know what I mean? And there's no issue with that at all. Like, and I applaud Brock Purdy, because if he had to be extra, he would lose. And that showed in the game against the Ravens when he was putting the bind, and whenever he had to go the extra step led to something worse. Like it was like, you know how you do. They be like, boy, you know how you like your son doing something, or you with your dad, you doing something, you fuck some shit up, and you can't fix it, and you keep fucking up. Boy, he's like, boy, just put that shit down. Like, that's how I feel about Purdy. Like, and I love his game because like, just don't do too much. But when it's time to shine, he's shown that he can. This is not the first time he's done it. So he's shown he can definitely tap dance in the light.
My question is this: what does Brock have to do to get that label off of his name?
He need them niggas to not be on his team.
He gotta go somewhere else.
It don't matter if you win a Super Bowl.
Crazy. Bro, he's throwing 2-yard passes to turn them 30. What you want me to do?
Stop this! Damn it!
No, hey, look, the stats be lying, bro. I was watching the game, and I was watching the game. I was like, bro, this nigga Purdy ain't doing shit. How the fuck these niggas up?
He had a bad game.
I go look at the stats. Nigga got 200 yards. McCaffrey only got 30.
Bad
I'm like,
game.
how the fuck is this shit possible?
Jawan Jennings, you know what I'm saying? Hey, I'm not gonna say too much about a nigga named Jawan Jennings, but we had a debate about who was the better team about 9 weeks ago, 49ers or Eagles.
And I said that number 3 was so. I said Jawan. We agreed. Remember, we said Jawan. I think it was only Los Guys. He was saying Quez Watkins was just as good as Jawan Jennings. Oh my God.
He said the Eagles were better, and we kept telling him they just have big names. They're not better than the 49ers. That no position group. He said the DBs were better. They're hot. I mean, they might have been the worst DB group in the league. The linebackers, we already understood that. He tried to say the D line. I don't think
the D line was just as good.
I don't think I saw Eagles D line get a sack since
no bullshit, James. No bullshit. Like it was not the same. And they added more depth to the line. But I don't know, for Brock, I don't know, man. He's, like you said, the stats be lying sometimes, whatever. He's number one in this, he's number one in that. Like the team winning games, game-winning drive in the playoffs. Like, I just don't know what else that boy has to do. Like you said, he's got to go find a new home. So he might as well.
You know who Brock Purdy?
I don't know.
You know who
I wish I
about
had
Brock Purdy about?
Trust me, nobody else would be in that situation and get credit. That's just that. You're not getting credit in that situation. Right. And you have to be able to live with that. Like, and I think Brock Purdy understands that. You know what I'm saying? So like he's in a great situation. But y'all just have to be okay with him not getting the credit. You're not getting the
fuck all
credit
that.
when you got all those fucking. He got demons on his team, bro. Like
So
it's not a single nigga on his team that's not considered like that doesn't get the talk of being the best at what they do. You know what I'm saying? Which is kind of crazy. I got one of the best linemen. I got one of the best receivers. I got one of the best running backs. I got one of the best DBs. I got one of the best linebackers. I got one of the best D linemen. I have one of the best at every single position group. You think I'm about to give the quarterback the fucking credit?
But then they lose. But then James Hall.
You said who?
Don't do that,
say?
James. Don't do that, James. You're gonna get him fired up.
Come on, bro. That
Don't
nigga was watching the game with me.
I wanted to speak about it because
That nigga was watching the game with me.
You said who?
Chase
Young.
Chase Young, bro.
Nah. Hey, bro, he's trying. I told y'all about.
Hey, listen, that was the first game I really was like, because look, Clee didn't that I really saw, and I was like, he's been hurt, and I don't watch the Commanders play football. Hell no, I don't watch Washington play football. I don't watch Washington football team play football. I'm sorry. So when he was playing, whatever. But Clee ain't played this week. Clee was hurt. He ain't played this week, and I was like, damn.
They needed that nigga.
I was like, wow.
I think your man's is. I'll give him
what
decent.
I'm saying.
I'll give him decent, but off of what I just saw last week, nigga, that nigga got to play 40, 50 snaps on defense, or they're shit out of luck.
He starts for the Niners D line, but they always interchange him and Chase. But it showed me when Chase had all the snaps, like the starter snaps, and I was like, like Chase looking a little.
He's like a third down back at DN.
Seriously, and I saw it with my own eyes when I went to the Ravens game. I was like, okay, so third down, Chase coming in. They were changing them in and out, and I was just like, then Clee didn't play this week, and I was like, Chase looking a little. He ain't really running to the football. He
getting blocked by receivers.
Yeah, like whoa, bro, like so. I call a spade with that one. That was a little concerning. He got punched in the mouth last week, so I
think I was just right about him.
You might be.
I have to say something. First of all, I have a random question from the chat. Well, first I have to say this. Embiid has 56 points in the third quarter.
God,
13
away. No, he has no choice but to go to the East. If it's not the Bucks versus the Sixers in the Eastern Conference Finals, we're freeing Embiid. I don't care who's on his team, none of that shit. You can't lose to the Celtics. I don't care how stacked.
What if he's hurt again? Side now, but
I don't care how stacked the teams are, bro.
My boy
BW Barbosa, Eastern Conference champions. Go say it again.
My boy BW Barbosa says, random question: how is Nick Foles not a backup in this league this year?
Nick Foles,
you
big dick Nick, bro. Chill out.
I would have I'm gonna say this. He's better than what I have in my quarterback room. I understand this question. Like, how is Mitchell Trubisky on a roster and Nick Foles ain't?
Man, there's a lot of niggas that's not on roster, but we're not gonna do that if I talked about Cam Newton right now, we're gonna be upset.
I'm only speaking like that because I'm a team that's in need of a
quarterback. But niggas gonna say Nick Foles, like we got the Kaepernicks of the world and the
God damn it. Why are we still speaking on Colin Kaepernick, bro? God damn it.
Man.
I'm tired of this. Motherfuckers gotta stop speaking. Fuck that.
Hey,
motherfuckers gotta stop speaking on Colin Kaepernick. The nigga hasn't played football in 10 years. In 10 years, we have not seen Colin Kaepernick touch a blade of grass in the NFL. And motherfuckers are still saying, "Oh, someone should sign Colin Kaepernick." No, we shouldn't. No, the fuck
Before we
aren't.
sign a 40-year-old Nick Foles.
It's unfucking necessary. But we don't even know what Colin Kaepernick's gonna fucking do on a football field. The nigga could fucking pull a hammy like the fucking Bills punter the last week. Like, I'm tired of the Colin Kaepernick.
He's been working out.
You sued the NFL. You got your money.
You took the money. You're not coming back.
Don't try to come back, bro.
You're not
over, bro.
Nah, that's literally like running up the underground railroad, making it to the north, and then asking your fucking owner for the nigga that you ran away from for a job. Like, what the fuck did you just do? Like, what the fuck?
Where is he going with this one?
The North wasn't what you was. It wasn't what it was all that what the niggas was talking about. Can I get a job?
The North ain't like that, bro.
I don't like my job. I'll put out for 2 cents a day. Stop playing. Like,
they stole. I didn't want to say he stole the money. He took the money, and then he's like, "Oh, by the way, how about I come back to your league and play some more?" No, you should have thought about that before you sued, bro. Like,
nah, if he came back and was like I'll play for $50K a year, they let him in. They're just not about to let this nigga get more money out of the NFL. You know how the NFL don't play. They don't play that shit. They don't play with their dollars.
My other thing about it is like they'll be like, okay, we're gonna let Colin Kaepernick try out for the team, and then he went rogue, my nigga. He was like, actually, I don't like the way the NFL set it up for me. I want it to be outside, my own cameras. Like, no, bro.
You believe that? You believe that shit?
I do.
Believe what?
I do.
That he really didn't show up to his NFL workout?
Yes, I believe that shit.
Because he sounds like the type of guy. He sounds like the type of guy that's like, no, I'm gonna do it on my terms. Yeah, I want to try out for your league, but no, we're gonna do it on my terms. I think he's already sued.
We're gonna do that shit at a college.
100%, 100%. Because he's made enough money. Why not? He's made enough money that he don't really need that interview.
I think in his head, since it was like a closed like tryout, he's like, nah, they're gonna screw me out of like getting into NFL. I need to do my own thing. Oh, hey,
I ain't gonna lie, they probably would have said he played like garbage even if he ate.
That's what he's thinking.
No cameras allowed. Just their people and their writers. Yep. Hey, he's throwing dots. Just say they were all wobbly.
Bad footwork, out of shape.
I understand that.
Like they'd have been right now.
Look winded after like 3 reps.
Like what? Like they would have drew something up for him. Because then they would have said, well, at least we gave you a chance. You just didn't look good. But he like, but then the film wouldn't have been there. We would have never saw the workout.
Seen the film, bro.
So I kudos to him. Kudos to him in that situation.
Last question. Then we're gonna get out of here. I guess I gotta ask about this guy too. Mahomes. If he wins the Super Bowl this year, is this nigga the greatest?
So this is a double question, right? On your if he wins Super Bowl this year, is he the greatest? I also want to add, if he loses to Lamar and Lamar wins the Super Bowl, can he be dethroned from the best quarterback in the league in the moment?
Absolutely.
I think those questions got to be synonymous.
Can I go first? I go first. First of all, hell no to that second question, and that's strictly because Pat. This is what year Pat has not made an AFC Championship since he became a starter. Like that is insane. That alone, no. But it's gonna be that alone, no.
Nah, it's the Andy Reid effect. Like you heard better.
This guy. Well, so that question, no. But second of all, in my eyes, Pat Mahomes is already the greatest. At this point, he's just making his resume better. So to me, he's already the greatest. Let me keep it simple. He's already the greatest to me. At this point, he's just he's already that guy. I say that because I think he's gonna end up his resume is gonna be better than Tom's when it's said and done. That's why I'm saying it. I'm projecting him to have this historical career every single year the rest of the football career. That's just me. Now he could win this one and then he never see a Super Bowl again, and then I come back and be like, damn, I shouldn't have said that. Like I jinxed him or something. Something knock on wood. But in my eyes, he's already the greatest, and it is close. It's like 1A, 1B for me right now, just because of what Patrick Mahomes can do on a football field that we've seen him do time and time again. And no, if Lamar Jackson beats him, will he become the best quarterback in the league? That is solidified for Patrick Mahomes as long as he is alive. Well, Lamar will be number 2, and they will be in the same boat, and there's nobody else in that boat. It's just them two chilling. Ain't nobody else in that boat. Ain't nobody, hear me? AKT, y'all hear me? There's nobody else in that boat. Lamar Jackson, if Lamar just wins this game, fuck it. It don't even matter what happens in this game. I still think Lamar is in that boat with Patrick Mahomes, and it's just them two and them boys coasting. But Lamar is just superior.
If Lamar wins, he don't have to call Mahomes big bro no more, right? He could just like,
no, he's just a homie. He's just a homie.
Yeah, you feel me? Yeah. All right, there we go.
But Patrick is there. He's Patrick is that guy, but Lamar like right here. But if he win that zone, he gonna be like right here.
Yeah.
And then we're missing a nigga. And then we're missing a nigga.
Who we missing?
You got Lamar right here. And then you got my boy Joey B. You got my boy Joey B. You got Joey B right there. My boy Joey B right there.
I can't wait for next year, bro. Next year is gonna be the hottest AFC North year we've ever seen.
Yeah, and I can't wait for Joey Burrow to come back. Nigga sleep. And a nigga like you, Zay, A nigga like you, I'm disappointed in, bro.
You know I'm a Joe. You know I'm a Joe.
That's our guy.
You know
And you said,
bro.
it's just gonna be them two. Nigga, why the fuck did Joe Burrow get thrown off the ship, bro?
Because
I've been seeing a lot of niggas throwing Joe Burrow off the ship this year, but it's okay because they did the same thing with Lamar last year. I noticed they did the same thing with Lamar when he got hurt in the last 2 years. They tried to throw him off the ship, but niggas gonna remember Joe B, man. He gonna come back stronger than ever.
This boat we're talking about, that's one thing you gotta have to get on this boat. That's the league MVP. And
Thank you.
And these two guys, am I wrong? Pack got two.
Nah, he's not lying, bro. Because I ain't gonna lie, the only niggas that's sitting on that like that GOAT boat, like for real, like before Mahomes said what's up, like it was two niggas that was really sitting on there. You know what I'm saying? Like the nigga. I mean, there was two niggas that was sitting sipping drinks. There's one nigga that drives the joint. You know what I mean? Obviously, Tom drives it. Aaron Rodgers has fun with Peyton Manning on the back end of the boat sometimes. You know what I'm saying? They chill on boat Tom sometimes. But to piggyback on what you were saying earlier with the 1A, 1B thing, in my football world, I gotta say my football world because people act like this football world isn't like actual real place. But we never considered Tom the GOAT of football. We've always considered Tom the most accomplished football player, like the LeBron James of football. Like that's how we look at no crazy shit. That's how we look at Tom. That's how we look at Tom. Because then there's players like Deion Sanders and Lawrence Taylor's and the Ray Lewis, all that we feel as if like we're actually like the most scariest, best players. Like I'm just saying.
What the fuck was he drinking out of?
I don't know. That's the iced tea joint. You don't know that?
What the fuck is that?
Alkaline water, baby. Alkaline water.
Boy, I thought that was tea. or a fucking wine bottle or something, like the wine in a bag or some shit. Like, what the
fuck? This dude James, bro. Alkaline water, baby.
Go ahead. Finish.
You see the nigga make a face? He's like, yo, like, nigga, you see that nigga?
Oh man,
y'all are hilarious.
But yeah, like no crazy shit to Tom. He's the most achieved for but just skill wise and all that. You would never look at his body and work and be like, oh yeah, I just put Tom in any league and he would just tore it up. Nah, he did what he had to do with it, like with the body God gave him and the skill God gave him. But I wouldn't say he's the most complete. Like he's not who I wouldn't want to be him. Like you know what I'm saying? I'm just being real. I wouldn't want to be him.
We got my man Barbosa back in the chat. Says Mahomes is amazing. We're talking about all time right now, Barbosa. He says, is Manning better than Brady? No.
And my personal note, prime to prime, just cutting out their primes, like player to player, I always thought Manning was better than Brady. Like I've always thought that. I've always thought Tom Brady, obviously, like I said, is the most winningest football player of all time. But I've always personally thought I like Peyton. And my person, I like Peyton. But I take Aaron Rodgers over both of them. And now I take Mahomes over all of them. So like when you say shit like that, it accidentally seems like by skill, I push Tom Brady out the top three, skill-wise, at quarterback.
So where are you taking Lamar?
He's the greatest football player to ever touch a football. But
what you mean?
He's not the best quarterback to touch the football, but he's the greatest football player to touch a football. If we were at home and you didn't have all these, and you just wanted to pick up the football player, there's not a single city, town, state, country that doesn't pick Lamar first on their pickup team.
I want to add this too. If Lamar fuck around and win the Super Bowl, we're going to have a conversation. That's all I'm going to say. We're going to have a conversation.
And if he wins multiple, y'all don't even need to come to my house. I'm painting my house purple.
Yeah.
Shit.
It's gonna be,
this motherfucker like, be crazy.
These next two games, or the rest of this season is going to
knock on them woods. Knock on a couple.
The rest of this season is going to project a lot on the rest of the Ravens or Lamar Jackson's career. I will say that.
I think these next couple games are very big for the NFL because it tells us the competitive level the NFL will be on the next 10 years if somebody else is able to get a championship. Because then you say we have the guys we consider the top three quarterbacks have been in the last three Super Bowls as well. for the AFC. So it's like it shapes things differently for the NFL. That's what I would like to see.
Mm-hmm.
I will say that the thing about the Manning and Brady thing, I think, you know me. There's no bigger Tom Brady hater than me. You know what I'm saying? I can't stand that motherfucker. But listen, I gotta give credit where credit's due. Brady is better than Manning only because of this main reason. Manning cannot play in cold weather. My boy can't do it. He did play in Denver for a little bit, and he had the best offense for that 1 year, but like that was just that 1 year. But my boy Manning, when he gets to that cold weather, when he used to have to go to New England and play them, he used to play like shit. And I used to grow up, young me grew up. Manning is better. He just ain't got the defense, which he didn't, but he had the weapons. Now that I look back on it, that nigga had everybody on his offense. But nigga had Dallas Clark. I thought Dallas Clark was a top.
I thought he was nice.
I'm gonna be honest.
I
feel like them, like the players on Man. That's another thing. I feel like Manning's players got sized because they stayed with him for a long time, but they're not as good as some people hype them to be. 100%. 100%. My personal opinion. Reggie Wayne is hyped. Marvin Harrison is that dude.
Was he
Reggie Wayne was hyped. I like, in my personal opinion, and we're even going number 2 receivers, I'm taking Anquan Bolden over Reggie Wayne.
I was about to ask you that. At the time,
Anquan Bolden would not be in a first ballot.
Was Anquan a 2 at the time?
He always been a 2. He was a 2 for Larry because Larry never left.
Oh yeah, he's from Arizona. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, so
he's been on different teams. That's why I asked.
Yeah.
No, because you're right. I mean, I see your point of view. Reggie Wayne, I thought that nigga was nice.
Nah, he's. Let me not act like he's not nice. Reggie Wayne nice like how I thought T.Y. Hilton was nice.
Oh no! Don't do that.
Nah. He way better than T.Y., bro. He way better than
Don't
T.Y. See, he trying to get off his coast. He trying to end the pod. I can see right
Yes,
now.
he is.
And that's what we're gonna do. Because niggas start getting late in the pod and niggas start just rambling. Shit.
That's crazy.
Before we get out of here, I'm gonna say Barbosa's final comments. Barbosa, I appreciate you being here on the IG Live, man. He said one thing about Brady is he is clutch. He wants to win so bad that it spills over onto the field. I respect that about Brady.
I can respect that. That's an aspect of the game that people don't talk about.
Although the Patriots had so many accusations of cheating, that's why another reason I never gave Brady his respect. And also,
we'll never know.
I felt like the first 3 Super Bowls, it was mainly his defense that led him, but that's neither here or there. And then he was saying he needs to wait until the current guys' careers end before he gives where the quarterbacks list in all time, which I respect that. If you're watching, go subscribe to our YouTube, like, comment, and subscribe. It helps the YouTube algorithm. That's where we need the most help at. So go to our YouTube. Coach K and Zay, man. Last words.
AAU season coming up. We got 2 months till AAU season. I promise you, y'all see that logo on the top right here. AKT will be live, man. We'll have the best independent team in the nation. I promise you. Popcorn, get your popcorn ready.
Yes, sir. And since we're speaking on basketball, man, it's been a good year for them New Mexico Lobos. The men's team just hit the top 25. I don't know if y'all seen that.
I peeped that. Sneaky.
Women's basketball, we on the rise. We had a big win yesterday against the top 25 team in the league. So we're shining right now. So the Bulls are hot. So we're going to keep rolling. So tune in to New Mexico basketball.
Say no more. We on the Midwest now.
Yes, sir.
All right. Again, appreciate y'all for all coming. And we'll see you guys soon. Probably Thursday, we'll do the NFL predictions for Championship Sunday. And
hopefully we have a special guest come in on Thursday as well. Stay tuned. We'll let you guys know.
And NBA pod soon. Hopefully in a couple of days. Or we'll get the NBA going soon here. Because
the NFL's been hot, my guys.
The NFL has been hot. But till next time. Oh, snap, I missed the error.